Welcome back to GS with Harvey. In this video, we will discuss the important news of the Hindu and the PIB. Let's begin. The very first news is related to Global Entrepreneurship Summit 2017. This is for the very first time the Global Entrepreneurship Summit is being held in South Asia. This is the 8th annual summit, and this summit is being hosted by Niti Aayog in consultation with or in partnership with US administration. So this summit is hosted by Niti Aayog and US administration. This is a summit is being held in Hyderabad, and the theme for the Global Entrepreneurship Summit is Women First and Prosperity for All. Prosperity for All. The theme of the summit is Women First, Prosperity for All. That will celebrate the entrepreneurship in all its strength, diversity and entirety. It will also empower Indian entrepreneurships to build partnerships, and it will also help secure the funding. The main aim of the Entrepreneurship Summit is that it will main focus its working or its idea over the secure funding among the entrepreneurs. It has the four primary focus. The four primary focus areas where it will work are healthcare and life services, digital economy and financial technology, energy and infrastructure, and media and technology. Now let's move to next news that is related to first artificial intelligence politician. A New Zealand entrepreneur named Nick Gerritsen, who is a 49-year-old, has developed the world's first artificial intelligence politician, which is called as Sam, whose name is Sam. What does the Sam do? Sam, the politician, can answer a person's queries regarding the local issues such as policies around housing, education, and immigration. It will work like the Sam will gather the data from the user activity over Facebook, user activity over Twitter, the politicians' policies over the internet, and it will gather all information from these sources, and it will answer the queries of a person that will be regarding the local issues like the policies which are around education, immigration, and housing. So this was a short news, but very important to remember that the world first artificial intelligence politician is developed, and which is known as Sam, and it is being invented by a New Zealand entrepreneur whose name is Nick Gerritsen. Now let's move to the next news, which is Nagalim plan. Before explaining this topic, we should have some knowledge of the clarity of the Naga issue. In Nagaland, what happens on the basis of objective, there are insurgent groups, and on the basis of objective, the insurgent groups are divided into two groups. There are first group. The first one is those who wants a separate country. Those who wants a separate country out of India, and they don't follow the Indian constitutions, and they are against the government of India policies, and they want a different country land. On the other hand, the second insurgent group are those who want to establish a greater Nagaland, and greater Nagaland by extending the Nagaland borders by including Naga dominated areas, or the areas which are in the neighboring countries, in the neighboring states like Assam, Manipur, and Arunachal Pradesh. Also, the second group who demands for the greater Nagaland, there are many insurgent groups, smaller, bigger, but among all there is an important group which is NSCNIM, Nagaland Socialist Council of Nagaland, National Isaac Muhiva. So this is the group which with which the government of India talks, because they want a greater Nagaland, and the people who are asking for or who are demanding a separate country outside of India, the government never talks with these people, these insurgent groups, and then the CRPF or our paramilitary forces deal with these groups. With the NSC and IM, Isaac Muhiwa, the Isaac has been expired last year. With the group NSC and IM, Government of India signed a framework agreement in 2015. But still this framework is not in public domain, and we all are not aware about the provisions and about the points what the government has given in this framework. Now, what is the news here is that the parliamentary committee has summoned the Naga interlocutor, who is NM Ravi. He told that the government is trying that after some the parliamentary committee has summoned the Naga interlocutor NM Ravi, and NM Ravi told that the government is trying to include groups under category 2 also. Category 2, that means the groups which are smaller groups and also demand the greater Nagaland. So government also want to include those groups who are smaller, okay, and they will also be included in the demand. So this was the news, and that was all about. So government will, once they will include all the groups, smaller groups, then this framework agreement will be come into the public domain, and this was confirmed by the Naga interlocutor NM Ravi. And so this was the all news. And then let's move to the next news. We should look at the location of the Nagaland. This is the Nagaland. It shares boundary with Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Assam. So the next news is related to advanced pricing agreement. So what is advanced pricing agreement? We should understand it by an example. Let us say Ramu or Ram. Let us say Ram has a company called ABC. Ram has a company ABC. Let us say that it is an automobile company who earns profit at the end of the year is 1 crore. As per the Indian law, as per the Indian norms, the corporate tax is 40%. So tax he will pay will be around 40 lakhs. But the condition that Ramu does not want to pay so much of amount. So what he will do? He will open a subsidiary company in a tax haven country like Singapore. He does even know. Also, there is a tax haven country only like Singapore, where corporate tax is 4%. The country is called tax haven because in those countries the taxes are very less. So what will he do? He will take benefit from those countries. For this, he will establish a subsidiary company, we say XYZ, in Singapore, and he will transfer the 80 lakhs rupees from ABC companies to XYZ, and he will show the government on the paper that he has transferred the money to the XYZ, which is a subsidiary company, for the patent rights, for his development, for the development of company, for intellectual property rights and trade design. And this is just to show the government on paper that his money is being invested in the XYZ company, which is in Singapore. So as per the Singapore law, that there is only a corporate tax of 4%, he will save all the money. And in India, he will also say that he will also show government that he, out of the 1 crore rupees, he have transferred 80 lakhs to XYZ company, which is a subsidiary company in Singapore. So to avoid this kind of thing, to avoid this kind of tax evasion, APA is signed. So it is clear that the APA is actually to avoid the kind of thing that the people do for tax evasion. What happens? For example, in APAs, what APAs actually do? In APA, the income tax will sign an agreement with the companies in the India, and so that the rate is defined by those companies. Suppose there is a XYZ company, as I said, it is subsidiary company in Singapore or Mauritius, and in India the company is ABC. What will happen that it is an automobile company in our example, and let us say it is a spare part company. Then it will purchase the spare parts from XYZ at a higher rate, and in this manner it will transfer all the money to XYZ. So in this advance pricing agreement, the income tax authorities will sign an agreement with the company so that they will define a rate, in the advance. So this is known as advance pricing agreement, and the main aim of advance pricing agreement is to just avoid a tax evasion. So this was all about advance pricing agreement, and it is with all countries. The news is that the income tax authorities are planning to sign the APAs with the countries like France, Germany, Italy, Singapore, and South Korea. If the treaties with a particular country did not contain a corresponding adjustment clause, then the Indian Revenue Department would not enter into the bilateral pricing agreement. So this was a issue where this was the issue. So this was the continuous issue that was that earlier Indian authorities were not able to sign the APS with the other countries, but now this clause, corresponding adjustment clause, has been removed, has been worked upon. Now authorities are able to sign a agreement with the other countries, and income tax has signed a APA with these countries: France, Germany, Italy, Singapore, and South Korea. So let's move to next news, which is related to which is a very small information, that International Gita Mahotsav 2017 is being held in Kurukshetra, Haryana, and it will conclude on December 3. The Mauritius is a partner and Uttar Pradesh as a partner state. In this Gita Mahotsav, the Mauritius will be a state, a partner country, and UP will be a partner state. We should not forget this. Also, a postage stamp on the Mahabharat will be released. Let's move to the next news, which is related to National Milk Day. On 26th of November, the nation has celebrated National Milk Day. Why it is celebrated as National Milk Day? Because the 26th of November is observed as a National Milk Day across the country, just to mark the birth anniversary of the father of World Revolution, who was Dr. Verghese Kurian. So the National Milk Day is celebrated on November 26. The first National Milk Day was observed on 26 November 2014. We should keep in mind these facts. And the National Milk Day, we also say the milkman of India is Dr. Verghese Kurian, who was the founder of National Dairy Development Board from 1965 to 1998. The per capita availability of milk in India has increased from 176 grams per day in 1991. The per capita availability was 176 grams, which has increased up to 322 grams per day by 2014-15, and it is more than the world average of 294 grams per day during 2013. The model of Amul was started by Dr. Verghese Kurian only. And so this was all about the important news of the Hindu and the PIB. Thank you for listening. Thanks.